Welcome inside the Hog Pen at Wannenberg Stadium here in Pittsburgh, PA. Home of the Pittsburgh River Hogs as they welcome in the Los Angeles Lycans here in the Simulation Football League. Welcome into the wrap-up here of Week 14. Eric Vincent alongside Alex West here in the broadcast booth. Ron Haynes and Top Keeper in the stats truck this evening. And both these teams eliminated from playoff contention, Alex, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to have a tough matchup. Both these teams are eager for a win.
Absolutely, and it's something about these lower bracket SFL matchups that somehow bring magic out of teams like this. It does not matter what the records are as long as the two teams have some parity with each other, and that's what I think we're going to see tonight here. Pittsburgh is definitely looking to get as many wins as they can in their inaugural season. They are not satisfied with only one, and that's so far where they're at. Meanwhile, Los Angeles is in a situation where they are trying to get one win, just one win on the road.
And Pittsburgh does win the toss to start things off, so they will get the football. And we are underway here in Pennsylvania. Fielded inside the 10, up the middle of the field. Big old stiff arm there, and he's still on his feet. Down the near sideline, 50 to 45.
Holy moly!
He could break it. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pittsburgh, just like that. Devin Lloyd gets him on the board.
Here, piggy, and that is how you start a football game that you want to win. Devin Lloyd put one stiff move on the defender and then found an ocean of green and ran.
Unbelievable return there. 90-plus yards to the house to get Pittsburgh on the board just like that. Woo, Pixue.
And the home faithful are just up on their feet. You literally could not start it better than this. Talk about a 13-second drive.
Your point up and good. Pittsburgh officially up 7-0, just like that, with, like you said, within 13 seconds of the game getting underway, and the Riverhogs are well on their way to a good start in this football game. We see another return. Good spin move there, up the middle of the field, and tackled at the 33-yard line. LZ Pryor with the return duties. You can't help but just hope and wish that you're going to have back-to-back kickoff returns for a touchdown right out the gate.
Exactly. And, Pryor here looking like he's trying to do a little bit of anything you can do, I can do better, but the Lycans blocking just wasn't quite the same as what the Riverhogs had schemed up on that one. There was all kinds of space to the right side for the Riverhogs, but bouncing it to the left didn't go as well.
Expectedly, we see Sully Richardson and the LA Lycans as the first offense on the field here tonight. Richardson's going to throw it quickly. Good crosser route over the middle, and it's going to be a gain of about 8 yards over to Shea Carroll, 2nd and 2.
And LA likes to get Sully Richardson in rhythm as early as they can. They want to get him involved because having him hitting his passes makes it much easier for them to run the football.
Looks like they're coming out in a run formation here. Handoff up the middle goes Jalen Wells, only gets a yard for his troubles, brings up 3rd and short.
And now in 3rd and 1, we'll see exactly who wants it more. This is a down that's going to set the tone early. It feels like an obvious running situation.
Flip back, still heavy set. Carry goes nowhere. Pittsburgh stands tall on defense after Darius Iniguez tried to get the first down. But it's going to be a 4th down here, and LA is likely going to punt it.
And on that one, we saw Darius Iniguez trying to find some hole to slip between, but there was just no room. And that gave Dimitri Montezuma, the outside linebacker, all kinds of time to turn the corner and wrap up the runner.
Off his kickoff return for a touchdown. Lloyd is going to bring it out to the Pittsburgh 32-yard line, and we will see the first offensive possession for these Riverhogs. And we'll see Michael Brown come out at quarterback.
Not only that, we just saw Devin Lloyd looking to get another return there. I understand you're feeling yourself, young man, but don't do that. Don't be taking those hits like that.
The juice is loose. You get that extra bit of adrenaline. You're looking to get just a little something extra, especially when you're a 1-9 team and looking to get as many wins as possible towards the end of the season. Handoff on the right-hand side. Good run, good burst of speed by Churchill. And that's a first down right away for Pittsburgh.
And the Lycans just can't seem to see the Riverhogs clearly. These gold jerseys must be blinding to the eyes because that was just a slick spin cycle.
On the 46-yard line of Pittsburgh. First throw of the game by Brown, who has plenty of time. He's going to fire it over the middle. First down yardage and more into LA territory. Out across the 40-yard line is Connor Weston.
And I was wondering exactly how long it would take them to get Connor Weston involved. He is the league leader in yards as far as total receptions goes as well. He isn't leading the league in touchdowns, but he is up there. And touchdowns can be kind of a fluky thing to acquire whenever your team as a whole is struggling a little bit. But he's a big part of their game plan.
Couldn't ask for a better start to this football game for the Riverhogs. 2 plays, 2 first downs, and that's off of the heels of a 3 and out, and then a kickoff return for a touchdown to start things off. Another handoff up the middle. This time to Ben Harrison, the wide receiver, who lined up in the backfield, 2nd and 6.
And that's something that a lot of teams have been going with ever since learning from Florida in the championship game. But with the gadgets, it has been something the league has been keeping an eye on wisely. These wide receivers are excellent whenever they're able to be used in small doses.
Blitz coming from LA. Brown's going to throw. Brown's in trouble. Pump fakes. Still on his feet, and then he goes down. Pocket was collapsing all around him, and I think his O-line did just about all they could before they finally wrapped him up for the sack.
And this is no knock on the Pittsburgh line at all. They gave him all kinds of time. Just that Mike Brown did not get decisive enough on throwing that ball down the field. He didn't even take the check down route he had in the flat.
So the sack, it brings up 3rd and long. Brown gonna fire it over the middle. Too tall for his intended receiver. It was actually towards the near sideline on the hashes. And that's gonna bring up 4th down, and they're in no man's land, so I'd anticipate a punt.
No doubt about it. This roster does not have a kicker on it that can reach out and peg this kind of field goal attempt. And with Ben Harrison, Ben was trying to go up and get that one, but Michael Brown just put that one entirely too high for him to get to, so there's no choice.
Difficult to overthrow a 6'5 receiver, as that's a good punt there by the Riverhogs. It's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. I think they'll mark it right at the 5, so great punt there to switch field position there for the Riverhogs.
Big moment for LA here. They need to get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Officially marked at the 4, 96 yards to pay dirt. We'll see what they do here. Start with a run up the middle, and Iniguez is able to get a couple of yards. We'll get a look at the offense here for the Lycans. Sully Richardson at quarterback, Darius Iniguez and Jalen Wells, the running backs, Dan Curtis at fullback, Elsie Pryor, Chris Lee, and Shea Carroll, the receivers, Jacob Farmer and Jack Flash at tight end, Orrin Wilds and Bob Watoska at tackles. Pitch play goes to Jalen Wells. Good blocking there along the far sideline, and he cuts back in for a gain of about 6.
Elsie Pryor absolutely manhandled that corner on the edge.
LA desperately needs a first down here. They're going to keep it on the ground. Iniguez, once again, not able to break the barrier in the middle of that Pittsburgh line, and it's going to be a 4th down.
Now, something I'm noticing is the Pittsburgh defense definitely watched a lot of tape to get an understanding of what LA's tendencies are. They know LA is trying to run the football, and they are committing to stopping the run in these short yardage situations. It's paid off 2 drives in a row now for them.
Catch call for and made by Lloyd this time, and plus territory at the LA 44-yard line. And it's been a great start so far for Pittsburgh. You would never have guessed, just judging by how they've come out the gate. They've only won one game this entire season. Going to come out with 4 wide, 3 towards the top of the formation. Handoff up the middle. Good blocking once again, and Mike Churchill is able to get a good chunk of 8 yards on first down.
A little bit of 23 on 23 violence. Looks like there was an attempt by Ben Sharves, the safety there, to wrap up the rumbling Churchill, who just couldn't do it. It took the help from the free safety Monty Wyatt over the top to actually bring him down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 with an offset eye. Still keeping it on the ground, trying to get some yardage, and get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looked like that was BB Blitz, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
You know, once again, I still think that Pittsburgh is finding themselves out of field goal range of Alex Vinatieri here. He just does not have the leg. He's not a contract kicker. They need this first down.
Well, he's showing blitz again. They're going to send it. Handoff, though, and it goes nowhere. In fact, loses some yards. As Monty Wyatt, you mentioned him a couple plays ago, Alex. He gets in the backfield and blows that play up.
Monty Wyatt has been a ball-seeking missile at the safety position all season. He's came into this game on 61 tackles, has 3 TFLs, has 5 interceptions. He's one of the heartbeats of this defensive unit, no doubt about it.
3 and out, disappointing outcome here for Pittsburgh after getting good field position, pinning LA back, and they're going to try and do it here again. It ends up being at the 23-yard line. First down for the Lycans.
Oh my goodness! Was that a fumble? That was a questionable thing where the receiver definitely looked like he lost the football there.
Interesting. Handoff up the middle goes Jalen Wells, and I guess that would make sense as to why the ball pushed forward like that. I was curious as to what happened with that. Man, wild turn of events there. LA lucky to get the football back so deep in their own territory. Flip back, 2nd and 9. Richardson going to throw over the middle. Catch is made. And it's going to be close to the line to gain. Looks like that was Carroll on the reception. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Deja vu. Here we are again, 3rd and 2. Both squads have elected to try and run the football, and the defenses have bid on it. Will we see a play action here?
Formation on 3rd and 2. Handoff. Up the middle goes Wells. And Wells, don't know if he got it. They're going to give it to him. Wow.
Yep, there it is. I was about to say, where's the red hanky?
Let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. That was certainly, at first glance, watching it in real time, he didn't think he got the forward progress.
It doesn't look like he did, but then again, remember, that yellow line is just a simulation. It's not accurate. We have to see where the ball is when his knee is down.
That second effort might have gotten it for him.
I think they're going to call it inches.
Yeah, and the ruling on the field is going to be overturned, so Pittsburgh not charged a timeout off of the challenge, and LA going to get a different spot, and it's going to be 4th and inches, and you would anticipate another punt here from LA.
Looks like that's exactly what we're going to get. Neither squad willing to go for it on 4th just yet, because we're still in the first quarter proceedings.
Vendetta barely gets it away as pressure was coming. Fair catch going to be called for and made at about the 33-yard line. And we'll get a look at this Pittsburgh offense here as they come onto the field. Michael Brown at quarterback. We've also got Eric Price at quarterback as well. We'll see some of him later on. Mike Churchill, BB Blitz, the running backs. Cooper Allen at fullback. Devin Lloyd, Ben Harrison, and Connor Weston, the receivers. Keith Wheeler, the tight end. Rachel Menner, Bruce White, and Taylor Menner along the offensive line. Two wide split backs here for the Riverhogs. Brown to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle into traffic and incomplete.
There was a linebacker right there trying to, there was the choice to either make a play on the ball or make a play on the receiver. Tazzy Blackwell impressed me with how she goes to make a play on the ball first, and when she realizes the ball has beat her, she transitions immediately to making the wrap-up tackle.
As an all-star, just a season ago. All 6 seasons here in LA. Back to the ground game for Pittsburgh, and it's been a good run game so far. Pays for it on the back end of it, but still a good run there by Churchill to make it a 3rd and short.
And it's a run off the left side that is initially looking like it might bounce to the outside, but then it's cut back in. Mike Churchill with the vision to realize there's a hole on the inside of the guard's shoulder there. Great vision.
Blitz checks into the ball game now. He'll get the carry on 3rd and 2 and doesn't get it. Once again, Tazzy Blackwell making her presence felt and makes the stop there for no gain.
She's been a real menace in the run game so far. It has been something where both of these teams have been trying to get things going offensively, but we have yet to see a 1st down conversion on 3rd down for either squad.
But once again, we'll see another punt here. Trading field position early on in this ball game. Only touchdown on the board, courtesy of Devin Lloyd with the opening kickoff return. And once again, LA is going to start at the 23-yard line after the return by Shea Carroll. And we'll get a look at the Pittsburgh defense here as they come out. Butch Menner, Bubba Bruiser, Gina McFly, Dimitri Monzuma along the front 7. Adam Nold and Tom Krieg at corner. Corey Menner and Kane Vasquez are the safeties. Minute 4 to go here in the opening quarter. Split backs here for LA. Keeping it on the ground, Jalen Wells is going to get a carry of 4.
Solid run up the middle, which is kind of the opposite of what I was told whenever I got some comments from the coaching staff for LA. They said that their offensive game plan was going to be to get the running backs going overall to open up the passing attack.
See how long they want to stick with that run game before switching gears to the passing attack. Pitch play, trying to bounce it to the outside, and Iguez not able to get any traction whatsoever. And that's going to be a 3rd and 6 coming up here.
It definitely feels like the choice just got made for you. 3rd and 6 is not a running down.
Crowd on their feet here in Pittsburgh. 3 down linemen, extra DBs in this passing situation. Richardson to throw. Going to throw far sideline, tipped and incomplete. Good coverage out there by Adam Nold, and another 4th down upcoming.
And Nold here is very, very savvy. This is a 3-4 zone coverage looking situation where Nold is playing the coverage on his receiver, knows he has to hand it off to the safety, but sticks with him long enough. And because he stays on his assignment, he sees the throw and is still in a position to leap up with all of his might and just swat that out of the air with one hand. Oh my!
Been busy here in the return game as he gets another punt return and makes a man miss. Able to make it out to midfield. Good return there by Devin Lloyd as he's got the only points on the board as we round up the 1st quarter of play.
Trying to get some more there all for himself. He hasn't been passed to yet. The only receiver that's actually got a catch for Pittsburgh is Connor Weston. Devin wants more.
See if he gets more here as we round out the 1st quarter of play. Pittsburgh 7, LA nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Alex West, Ron Haynes and Top Kiefer in the stat truck for us this evening. Commissioner, Executive Producer Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. And starting from midfield are the Riverhogs after a good return there by Devin Lloyd. Brown surveying the field. Pressure coming. Finally checks it down. Finds Weston for a gain of 7. That'll give us an opportunity to look at the LA defense. Alex Perez, Ace Blackwell, Selwyn Lane, Nick Brummerl on the front 4 there. Tazzy Blackwell, Greg Ward, Brogan Spira are the linebackers. Devontae Moore, Mike Scott, the corners. Rochelle Colston, Monty Wyatt, Ben Charbs, and Eaton Moss are the safeties. As there's another carry here. Good run game so far for Pittsburgh, but nothing doing by Churchill on that one. Will only get a half a yard.
And it's just been so much effort from these defenses in these short yardage situations. All of these linemen, these defensive tackles, these defensive ends and linebackers are playing with ears pinned back.
Blitz with the carry. It's a good one. Trying to throw the stiff arm there, but Charb's able to make the tackle, and it's going to be a first down nonetheless for Pittsburgh.
And finally, we see a first down that actually is a third down conversion. It feels like a small miracle here.
Through that first quarter, it was trading field position. You're absolutely right. The fact we finally get a third down conversion is a minor miracle, as the Riverhogs are sniffing the red zone here. First and 10 from the 28. Brown's in trouble. He's going to take off. Spin move, and a good tackle there by Tazzy Blackwell. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And I gotta be real, I don't love Michael Brown electing to break the pocket and try and scramble whenever there's linebackers lurking underneath. Just roll out and throw it away if you gotta. Don't take a hit like that.
LA's been sending the blitz pretty consistently here through the first quarter of play. They back off on this one, but a good tackle there right in the middle of that pack of bodies. No gain for Churchill, 3rd and 8.
And Churchill's been running really strong today, so to see him stop dead like he ran into a brick wall is a little crazy.
Third down here for Pittsburgh. Brown to throw. Has time. He's going to throw it end zone and incomplete. Threw it into double coverage. Looked like Colston and Charbs were out there in coverage, and it's going to bring up another 4th down.
Moment where Michael Brown maybe having a flashback to his Tulsa Desperado days when he was looking deep to Gabe Manning all the time. He says, F it, there's a receiver somewhere down there. Ben Harrison, he's down there. Not enough mustard on that one.
Ben Harrison's sitting at 6'5". I mean, if there's any guy that you're just going to chuck it downfield and pray, that'd be the guy. This is interesting. I'm going to see a punt here at the 25-yard line. Going to be a short one nonetheless, but good special teams once again for Pittsburgh, pinning LA back deep and playing field position again.
Very little faith in their kicker's ability to hit a 42-yarder. I think that's going to be something that we need to keep an eye on later on, because John Smith for the Los Angeles Lycans has been asked to make some of those kicks so far this year. He is 14 for 14 as well.
LA has started off on the 4-yard line once already this game. They set up shop here once again with split backs. Handoff goes to Jalen Wells, who has not been able to find any sort of running room thus far. And it's only a gain of 2.
And only a gain of 2 kind of understates the situation. You need to get a push to get at least 3 or 4 yards because you want to be able to run the ball again on 2nd down. Now they're already in a passing situation.
Receivers towards the top of the formation, going to pitch it that way. Iniguez, broken tackle. He's going to get a first down and pay for it on the backside as Kane Vasquez lays the lumber. But move the sticks for the Lycans.
And I just I've got egg on my face because of some incredible efforts. That's Bob Witoska, the left tackle out there, as well as 3 wide receivers, all setting and holding blocks to make the way paved for Iniguez there.
Fresh set of downs now for the Lycans. Wells trying to churn his feet, but gets gang tackled near the 20-yard line. Good gain of 6 on 1st down, though. 2nd down.
And that is the kind of run that you really need to be trying to establish on 1st down as often as you can, because being able to get 6 yards on first down from run play opens up everything.
Second and 4. Iniguez with the carry. Again, breaks a tackle. Cannot get out of that second one, though. Gets very, very close. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
If not for the former All-Star Cain Vasquez there to make the over-the-shoulder wrap-up tackle, Iniguez would have had the first down and maybe another 10 after.
Saved it on that other breakout run from Iniguez to give the first down to LA just a couple plays ago. 3rd and 1 now. Pitch play goes to Jalen Wells. Avoids the first defender, and again, swarming to the football is this Riverhawks defense. Loss of 3, 4th down for LA.
And they are absolutely committing so hard to the run, but again and again, in short yardage, both of these offensive coordinators seem to just dial up a halfback dive or a toss play on pretty much every 3rd and short. So why stop until they throw the ball?
Another punt, another Devin Lloyd return. He's still running with some eagerness out to the 50 and across it to the 49-yard line. Devin Lloyd might be the X factor in this game where they're just trading field position.
And so far, he's been the only one to put any points on the board at all, and he's shown, and this kind of determination, this kind of commitment, sheer focus and will is something that you don't see much in the return game.
Once again, Pittsburgh in favorable territory, plus territory at the 49 of LA. 5:24 to go here in this quick first half of play. Handoff goes to Churchill, trying to find room, and he'll get a gain of 3.
Churchill getting skinny there, but it's a little tough for you to try and fit through holes like that between a guard and tackle whenever you're 6'4".
These running backs, Belitz and Churchill, just as tall as Michael Brown, the quarterback, as Belitz is able to get a carry here. A couple of yards, brings up 3rd and manageable.
They're definitely not scat backs, let me tell you that much. These guys are running with authority and aggression. It's just that Churchill has a few more years in the league, a bit more development, and he has an understanding of what he needs to do to make some of these stiff arms and trucks happen.
3rd down for Pittsburgh. Brown to throw. He's got an open man, but he dropped it. He was wide open along the far sideline, and Michael Brown can't believe it.
Oh, it's a heartbreaker, too, because that's a very tough play to have break down. Your receiver just has it bounce off the hands. And not only that, but you feel some regret, too, because you took a shot down the field. You thought Connor Weston would bring that one in. And Ben Harrison was sitting wide open in the flat. He lined up at the halfback position on that dive, or on that particular play.
Short punt, but a good bounce here for the Riverhogs inside the 15, and it'll be down at the 14-yard line. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rates at simfl.net. .422 to go in the first half from the 13-yard line, LA with first down. Richardson will throw. He's going to throw it into traffic, but a good one, as Lee is able to reel that one in for 7.
And some credit I have to give to this Pittsburgh defense, really, is that they've done an incredible job of making this offense commit to try and actually having to do the air to get any serious gains. They have put the run game on just absolute squelch.
Pitch play to Wells, trying to bounce it to the outside, and does. He'll get first down yardage. And I agree with you, Alex. You got to find some sort of identity here if you're going to win this football game. And we haven't really seen much, mainly because of the inconsistencies with both of these offenses.
Couldn't agree more. It's something where it feels like the quarterbacks, well, Sully is having a decent day so far, but he's only been asked to throw the ball 4 times.
And once again, back to the run game. Iniguez with a good carry there on first down, and it's going to be a gain of 7. And the problem, Alex, is that you're seeing these chunk plays, right? 6-7 yards, but without them converting the third downs that results, or even the second and shorts, it means nothing.
Absolutely. So that's why this one feels so critical.
Wells with the carry, and again, the run defense of Pittsburgh standing tall to the task. Loss of 1 there. And that was Cain Vasquez again. Good run support by him all game long.
Again, these defenders are just knowing that runs are coming in short yardage to go situations. This is finally in a situation where Sully has some options and defense is guessing.
Richardson going to roll out on 3rd and 4. He's going to fire over the middle, and the catch is made for a first down. That'll move the sticks courtesy of Jack Flash.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end, and this time Jack Flash, who's been historically a very secure pair of hands, a great security blanket for Sully Richardson. They've both been with this team for 8 seasons together the whole time. Flash has 3 All-Star appearances. They know each other very well, and there's a lot of chemistry.
For the first down, might see one more play before the 2-minute warning. Richardson going to throw it out to the far sideline. Can't keep the feet in bounds is LZ Pryor, and that's going to be 2nd and long.
And it just feels like such a waste of a first down. Like what that just, now we're taking to the 2-minute warning out because it didn't even stop the clock.
2 minutes here in Pittsburgh, and it's been a defensive slugfest so far. 7-0 still your score here in Pittsburgh. Eric Vincent and Alex West here in the broadcast booth for you this evening. Ron Haynes and Top Kiefer in the stats truck. Commissioner, executive producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. As Richardson going to throw on this down, and that's going to be another first down. Starting to gain some momentum finally as LZ Pryor is able to keep the feet in bounds this time.
And Sully Richardson steadily building his confidence as he's managed several completions now. He's 5 for 6 so far today, and he makes up for a badly placed ball on the prior play that led his receiver out of bounds by rifling one way downfield to pick up a fresh set of downs, and that really opens things up.
Threw that one on a rope over the heads of 2 defenders. Curtis goes in motion. Handoff goes to Jalen Wells, and again, good run support from the linebackers and the front 7 there from the Riverhogs as Monzuma is able to make the stop.
But even so, because of the success that Sully's had passing, that went for 4 yards instead of 2.
Beniguez trying to find any sort of room. Good pursuit again from the defense of the Riverhogs. Timeout called.
Now we got to see exactly what's going to be opened up here because time is of the essence. LA wants to be getting first downs while also taking as much time off the clock, but they really need to score here.
Richardson on 3rd down, throws wide open, catches made near the red zone. Mark it down at about the 20-yard line. Second timeout called by LA.
And what a throw by Sully Richardson. He's sitting back there. He knows pressure is coming, but he spies out of the corner of his left eye, streaking up the seam, an open target, and he delivers that one perfectly.
Richardson, after the big first down play, gets another one there. 1st and goal here. And the final timeout called by LA as they get inside the 10, 1st and goal.
And Chris Lee here with back-to-back catches. Sully Richardson loving what he's seeing, picking on that left side again and again. Now look, he's over in bunch.
A motion out, Shea Carroll. No one is out there along that near sideline. Richardson instead going to throw it over the middle and it's picked off. Unbelievable turn of events there. Shea Carroll was completely uncovered along the bottom of that formation, and instead Richardson throws a pick.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody is to the right. We can see that there's a safety that moves over there to try and play some coverage, but there's a problem. There's so many gold jerseys in the middle of the field. Why are you even looking there? You've got an unguarded receiver. You look that direction. That's just a head scratcher and a head shaker, really.
Krieg with the interception for the Riverhogs to preserve the 7-0 lead. 51 seconds to go. Brown in trouble. He's going to go down. Put the hands together. That's a safety.
And that is how you bounce back from disaster. The defense bailing out their offense for failing to come up with points to finally put something on the board. And what?
Brings us to the conventional American football score of 7-2. As Carroll is going to bring it out to the 43-yard line. 44 seconds, no timeouts here for LA.
Quick update on the other game. We just got some message from Mr. Cameron Irvine. Canton is up 24 over Queen City's nothing. It's 8:07 to go in the third quarter.
We'll keep you updated through the course of the evening, so don't go anywhere, as Richardson is going to throw it again, but off the hands of his intended receiver. Second down coming up, 39 seconds.
And now we get to see exactly what Sully Richardson can do in this scenario. He's got less than 40 seconds. It's hurry up offense. He just has to get down the field as quick as he can and get within range of John Smith's leg.
Jack Flash, the intended target on that last play. Second down now. Richardson throws it back to Flash. This time he reels it in and keeps his legs moving forward for a first down.
Hope for probably a spike here.
I think they might run a play. No, they're going to spike it.
I definitely agree with the spike there. You had an instance where that play ended up working, but Pittsburgh came out in a personnel formation that was going to absolutely punish Los Angeles. Is very condensed in tight because he had split backs, tight end on the line, just too condensed to the center.
Richardson clocked it at 27 seconds. Second down into traffic. Flash makes the catch, and he's got room. First down yardage, stiff arm, and he gets out of bounds. Great play by Jack Flash.
Absolutely vicious stiff arm there. Jack Flash takes a play where he's having to run backwards after he breaks that tackle and the reception to make up actual positive yardage, and knows, most importantly, that he needs to get to the sideline to stop the clock, because resetting to spike the ball would take off another 5-6 seconds easily.
Very heads up play by the veteran tight end. 20 seconds from about the 29-yard line of Pittsburgh. Richardson rolls out into pressure. He somehow gets rid of it, and Pryor makes the catch. What a play.
How on earth?
Clock ticking. Spikes it. 9 seconds to go. Can we go back to that? Like, that was absolutely wild. Richardson dead to rights. Somehow makes that completion.
You want to talk about an alarm clock in your head? He had that voice in his head just screaming in fear. Somehow gets that one away. I'm so impressed.
Not taking any chances. LA wants to get some points on the board, so John Smith is out to attempt a 39-yarder. It is up. It is good. And that brings you to an even more conventional American football score of 7-5.
Yeah, we see that one every Thursday night, for sure, for sure. That makes John Smith 15 of 15 on the year. He does have a leg that's reached out as far as 46 so far, but that does mean that LA could kick another field goal and take the lead.
Just an absolutely wild game so far, and the only points on the board are courtesy of Devin Lloyd. Off of a kickoff return for a touchdown. We're going to see a return out to the 26-yard line with 2 seconds to go. When you're looking for the most up-to-date information on news and happenings in the Burgh, go to One Burgh, Pittsburgh's largest social media network. Tune in on One Burgh's Facebook and YouTube pages and check out the new series, The Incline Show.
Just speaking of kick returns, that opening kick return for a touchdown was Devin Lloyd's first career kick six.
Brown going to throw with 2 seconds left. One-handed grab by Weston is going to bring us to the end of the first half of play, and what a wild one it has been. 7-5 the score as we hit triple zeros here in the Berg. And I mean, what more can you say? It's been a defensive slugfest so far.
That is really what you say to a T.
7-5 here as we hit halftime, and we'll get a look at the first half stats and highlights. Any initial thoughts here, Alex?
Well, really, beyond it being a defensive slugfest, it's also been a show of special teams. Both punters getting lots of work tonight, and the only touchdown of the game coming off of a kick six. Beyond that, the fact that a field goal puts the Lycans in position to take the lead with a second field goal because of their defense managing to get a safety after their offense threw an interception on the goal line is just kind of emblematic of how this whole game has been. Bonkers.
Greg Ward has 2 sacks, including that safety to get them to 5 points. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey? This is an Aaron Rodgers. Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. LA with the second half return. They will start things off at the 33-yard line, courtesy of Shea Carroll. And they got an opportunity to take the lead, like you mentioned, Alex, at the end of the first half. All it takes is a field goal, and they're on top here in this wacky game.
And you know what's even funnier? They took advantage of the fact that they scored a safety, got the ball back, and then marched down the field in time to actually kick that field goal before time ran out. It's just what they needed to have an edge here.
Sticking with the ground game, and Jalen Wells, he'll get a good chunk of 5 yards to start the drive off. And it's so funny watching a game where the total yardage of the team in the lead is not more than the team losing currently.
Oh man, you want to talk about it. The Lycans game was the same way. Pick 6 in the opening drive.
And off to Iniguez, who checked into the ball game. Monzuma with another stop there. Brings up third down.
Very tough sledding here. Now it's 3rd and 3. We will see if there's been an adjustment for the Lycans at the half. So far, it's been run inside the tackles or tossed to the strong side.
50 yards split between the two backs so far in the first half of play as Jalen Wells is adding to that total and is going to move the sticks on top of it.
And what baffles me here is you see how Pittsburgh's playing safeties high. You see how much ground in this replay that Corey Menner had to actually cover to get to the football. Tells you something about what Pittsburgh decided to do at the half. They tried to make some adjustments to slow down Sully Richardson.
Wide I formation, keeping it on the ground, but another good stop there. Monzuma just all over the field so far today as he makes another stop for maybe a half a yard.
Having an absolute nose for blood in the water. He can just feel whenever that handoff is coming. Sometimes it feels like, and that time he sees the gap and shoots through it perfectly.
Forces Richardson to throw, and instead he's going to take off, tries to slide, but instead Tom Krieg wants a little bit of the action and makes the stop on Richardson.
Krieg playing coverage there in the middle of the field, has a one-on-one moment where he's heads up with a guy who is taller than him and outweighs him, somehow still brings that one down.
Brings up a 3rd and 6. Richardson to throw again. Good clean pocket. He's going to fire it over the middle. Catch is made by Pryor. First down for the LA Lycans.
And credit there to Cain Vasquez for laying an absolutely bone-rattling shoulder tackle there. I don't know how on earth LT Pryor did not have that one pop out of his hands. It's such an incredible catch to actually bring that one in when the safety smacks you on the blind side.
25 yards sets up a first down. From about the 24-yard line, Richardson going to air it out to the end zone and incomplete. It's a little bit too far for the intended target.
But you know what? I don't feel bad about it. You got to get the ball out there before you take a sack. And when you have a lot of deep routes like this, just throwing that ball to the end zone makes the defensive coordinators and those safeties have to think about the deep ball, which opens up your running game and the short passes.
See if they go back to that running game here on 2nd down and 10. Chris Lee goes in motion, who's the intended target on the pass before. Back to the run game they go. Wells trying to find any room, doesn't get it, as Vasquez once again comes up to play run support, 3rd and 1.
And Jalen Wells there is following the lead blocks. Dan Curtis does pick up the first rusher, but because he goes to the outside of Dan Curtis's shoulder there, he gets met by the defender. You have to bounce that one back inside.
Richardson, blitz coming, retreating, looking, firing, over the middle, incomplete, into double coverage. He was looking for Pryor again, couldn't reel that one in, 4th down.
Looking for his number 1 target there, but I kind of wonder why he didn't look Chris Lee's way there. Chris Lee looked to be in one-on-one coverage in a crossing route with a step on his man, but ultimately it's tough either way, but look whose leg they're in range of.
John Smith already with a 39-yarder, this one from 41 to take the lead. Good snap, good hold, and it bends through the uprights as LA takes its first lead of the ball game with 6:52 to go in the 3rd.
And so here's some fun stats for you. We had the opening kick 6 for Pittsburgh. Then we had 11 consecutive drives by both teams where there were no points scored, including that Los Angeles interception on the goal line. Then LA gets a safety and kicks a field goal. Pittsburgh has like 6 seconds to work with on that drive before halftime, so I don't even count that. But we have had effectively Los Angeles score points on 3 consecutive drives now.
Scored 8 unanswered since that man returned it for the opening kickoff to the end zone. He'll bring it up to the 29-yard line to start off Pittsburgh's first drive of the second half.
Now for Pittsburgh, the question is, can they actually get Michael Brown in rhythm? He's 2 for 6 so far. He needs to make some adjustments.
Split back look to start things off, and Brown will throw. Going to check it down pretty much immediately. Good stiff arm there. Gets out of bounds. Good gain of 4 by Ben Harrison.
And it doesn't feel like a bad thing to get a short gain on a passing play, because at the very least it means that on first down you are willing to run or pass the ball.
Almost treated as an extension of the run game as they go back to the conventional run game. And a fumble! LA picks it up, and they've got prime field position at the 36-yard line. Monty Wyatt right there to fall on it.
The Yinzers faithful in disbelief as their normally reliable running back, who's been a monster all day today, Mike Churchill, gets absolutely obliterated in the Oklahoma drill and puts that one on the ground. Now the Lycans have a chance to extend the lead further with just a little bit of yards gained. They'll already be in range of field goal number 3.
My apologies, Monty Wyatt forcing the fumble. Ben Charbs with the recovery there to give LA great field position. Jalen Wells trying to do everything he can to get LA into the end zone for the first time this evening. Gain of 8.
And that's just such an impressive run there to me, because Jalen Wells is running with no lead blocks outside of just the line. He has to squeeze himself between the tackle and guard there and break and shake off the tackle from Geno McFly in the heads up.
Pitch goes to Iniguez. 2 defenders ready for him right there, and it's the 2 linebackers that have been playing lights out all game, McFly and Manzuma.
And those two, as a tag team, are not going to let any running back get away from them. You might be able to break one tackle, but you're not breaking both.
3rd and short. We'll see if they stick with the run game here. And they will. Wells trying to find any sort of room, isn't going to get it. McFly and Kane Vasquez combined for the tackle, and it's going to be a 4th and short.
And all the same, bend but don't break is what this defense is doing, but that's only going to get you so far. This offense has got to respond.
Smith with another attempt. It is up and it is good. They extend the lead now to 11 unanswered and a 4-point advantage.
And LA is finding rhythm. They are taking advantage of the breaks that are coming their way. I am thoroughly impressed with how the Lycans have essentially put what a crippling opening kickoff out of their mind, turned a goal line interception into a safety to give themselves momentum back. Like, these Lycans are playing very resiliently on the road.
Devin Lloyd with the return. Trying to find some room, gets bottled up in the middle of the field at the 34-yard line. How many likes do we have on this video so far? It's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support.
So now, here's a big moment. Do you actually take Mike Brown out and put Eric Price in? They're going to keep going with Michael Brown for now, but that could be something they do.
See what they do here. Brown looking to throw on 1st down. Pressure's coming from his backside. He's got his man Weston out across midfield. We'll see where they mark it, but it's a 1st down nonetheless for Pittsburgh.
Briefly shout out to the chat. Yes, Fort Minor, I am in fact human, allegedly speaking. I can't speak for Eric, but I can say that he looks fairly human from here.
I'm a human?
I mean, let me go get Blade Runner.
Yes, we can confirm we are both indeed human. Calling this football game for you this evening, Fort Minor. Welcome to the chat. As we get a toss play, should say a screen pass, out towards the far end there by Churchill, and that'll bring up 2nd and 2.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Toss play of pass to the flat. They kind of feel like a that could have been a fumble if he dropped it. So
it was on the last drive as well. Back to the ground game. Blitz gets a good chunk of 5 yards, extends the drive here for Pittsburgh, trying to get their first offensive touchdown here this evening.
And there, the 245 pounds, absolutely laying the shoulder into Eaton Moss, who's not small either at 6'3", 220, but just a little bit too much forward momentum there.
Brown to throw, sidearm toss, catch is made near the marker. They're going to give him the 1st down off of forward progress. Ben Harrison with another catch.
Into what looked like double coverage as well, or at the very least, there's 2 Lycans jerseys in that zip code. Yeah, you've got the safety over top, you've got the cornerback there, but at the end of it all, just an incredible throw by Mike Brown to hold the receiver up and make it to where only he could bring that one in.
And just as you were calling out Brown trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm, here you go. Here on this drive, he has been doing well. And he's going to throw once again. With pressure in his face, he completes it to Weston in triple coverage. What a gutsy throw there by Michael Brown to set up 1st and goal.
Absolutely unreal, but he is accustomed to these kinds of coverages and what it takes to fit a ball into a thermos where you got exactly one spot to hit your receiver, where the safety, the corner, and the linebacker are all not. It's that soft spot in the zone, and he's so good at finding those soft spots and piecing you up.
Can Brown and the Pittsburgh offense finally find the red zone here? 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Brown looking, he's going to take off, and he's going to go down. Good pursuit there from the backside by Nick Brummer to bring him down for the sack.
And what's so impressive by this play by Brummer is he's getting blocked on the guard. The guard's holding him up fairly effectively. It's not until Brown actually completely breaks containment and there's coming off that block to where you'd be held if you didn't get off the block, and he runs to the football so quick.
Steelers blitz coming. Brown trying to find anywhere to go. He's going to take off, and he's going to get slung to the turf by Tazzy Blackwell. Got to get maybe the sack yardage back, but it's still going to be a 3rd and goal.
And the Lycans secondary is doing an incredible job buying so much time for these 5- and 6-man rushes to get home.
Goal, under 2 to go in the 3rd. Brown from the empty, looking for anything, and he gets tattooed all the way back at the 20-yard line. And it's Ace Blackwell that wants to get on the action. He's heard Tazzy's name too many times.
And that is such an incredible sack there, because this is barely at the edge of the range of what I think that Pittsburgh is comfortable kicking. We have seen them punt from the 30-yard line. So the 20-yard line, you think they're going to ask their kicker to do it here, but it's an iffy range.
They are going to try it out. Vinatieri from 38 yards. Certainly not a gimme, but this will make it close. Vinatieri able to bend it through the uprights for the 3 points. 11-10 now the score, as we finally get some offensive points on the board here for the Riverhawks.
And it's a breath of a sigh of relief, an air that this entire stadium has been holding since basically the 2nd quarter, when they realized that the offense wasn't doing anything, has finally been let out. Just collective, now we'll see if the offense can actually build off this momentum. But first, the defense.
Pittsburgh defense has been very good here this evening as we get a return out to the 32-yard line. Your time is now to get your voice on the call. We are looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for the continuation of SFLM Season 9 kicking off October 30th. Please visit simfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action. What a catch there over the middle, and Chris Lee is off to the races. He's got one man to beat for the 20, and he's finally going to get brought down from behind. Touchdown saving tackle, but a huge play for the Lycans.
And this is just an incredible throw by Sully Richardson, but also a big overplay by the coverage there on Tom Krieg, who's looking for the interception but just misses the timing. So there's no one to actually make contact with Lee whenever he initially brings that football in. And now, because of that, they're already in the red zone.
Job by Corey Menner to chase him down and save the touchdown. Huge play of 53 yards, sets a first down inside the 10, down to the 5. It's going to be a 1st and goal, another fresh set of downs from Shea Carroll.
The biggest offensive play of the day just got rolled into an immediate 1st down completion. This defense is looking a little bit clueless. Now they're going to get a huge favor in that now it's from the 5-yard line. This is an extremely short field.
Formation, 8 in the box. Wells able to break through and somehow make something out of nothing. He was dead to rights for a loss of 4 in the backfield.
And that is just sheer spite that kept him on his feet there. Jalen Wells, holy.
And what a way to end the 3rd quarter of action. 11-10 the score as LA has the lead over Pittsburgh. We will pause for a moment for league rights.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here in Pittsburgh for this 4th quarter of play. LA with a slim 1-point lead, but knocking on the door. Handoff goes to Jalen Wells, scoots through the line, but doesn't quite break the plane. Going to mark him down at maybe the 1-yard line. As we get a look at the team stats, and I would say that those passing yards are a little inflated with that 53-yard pass that we just saw a couple plays ago.
It's true, but all the same, that's still a 60-yard passing advantage for LA, even if you take that one big play out of it.
Goal, pitch play, Iniguez waltzes into the end zone. Easy score for the Lycans as they extend the lead.
And now that is 4 consecutive offensive possessions for the Lycans that have resulted in, or 3 consecutive offensive possessions for the Lycans that have resulted in points since getting that safety. This is a team that has found their footing on the road, and now the Pittsburgh faithful have to rally behind their squad because Michael Brown and Mike Churchill, the Mike and Mikes, are going to have to make a huge difference in these final minutes of the game.
Smith able to bang through the extra point to make it an 8-point game. Still a 1-possession ball game, but the tougher variety here for Pittsburgh as they find themselves down 18-10.
And this is one where you technically could settle for a field goal on this drive because that would put you down by 6. If you count on your defense to get a stop, you could then touchdown the extra point to win. But all the same, they really do not want to have to kick a field goal here.
TheYinsylvania.com for the largest collection of Western PA-based gear, whether you're representing Brady's Bend, Squirrel Hill, or Mount Washington. Wear your area with pride. T-shirts, mugs, and more can be found at Yinsylvania.com. Riverhogs take over at the 30-yard line following the kickoff return. Down by 8. Brown has time, retreating, finally sets his feet and throws far sideline, incomplete. There was a sea of white jerseys along that far sideline. Gutsy throw there.
For sure, but he really didn't have many options. The blitz was coming, but because of how few routes that he had actually running for receivers that were going down the field, the handful of defenders that were in the backfield were effectively swallowing up the 3 receivers there were.
Second down, Brown's going to throw again. This time he's going to check it down for an easy throw to Weston for a gain of 5.
Now 3rd and 5, you've got the whole playbook to work with, but I would like to see another pass here because a rush feels like a tough ass to gain 5.
An I formation, 2 wide receivers. Brown going to throw. Tries to find a receiver, and he finds Weston right at the midfield stripe. What a throw there as he was spinning around like a top and finally finds Connor Weston.
And this is just Michael Brown's patience in seeing that the defender's head is turned the wrong way because Weston gets 1 step past the corner and then stops as the corner is overcorrecting to try and catch up. What a throw.
In LA territory now at the 48, 1st down. Brown to throw again, gonna check it down. Harrison, good action to stay in bounds the entire way. He's able to get 10+ yards and move the chains again for Pittsburgh.
This is a stiff arm into another broken tackle, and he hops on 1 foot there to keep himself in bounds until he crosses the 1st down marker. That's one of the most athletic plays we've seen today. Ben Harrison, the acrobat.
Get a look at Brown's numbers, 127 yards through the air here tonight. He'll throw again. Sets his feet and fires, incomplete. Looked like a bit too far out of the outstretched fingertips of his receiver there.
Trying to get the tight end involved, Keith Wheeler, that's the first target he's had all day, and it's tough to see him not able to actually bring that one in, but it's a great physical play by the defender that actually broke that up.
Brown again, throws a pick, going back the other way. There's some speed here, out to the 50-yard line, mark it down at the Pittsburgh 49. Somehow able to get tackled by one of the big hefties along the line. But man, oh man, what a play there by Devontae Moore.
And Devontae knew that he had the opportunity to cover the underneath route that Connor Weston was running while also playing the deep route that was Devin Lloyd. He keeps his eye on Michael Brown to establish which of those 2 passes he's looking for. Brown looks deep, and he absolutely gets punished by Moore, who's lurking.
Taylor Menor actually the one who chased him down and made the stop, so good job by him to get on his horse and stop the touchdown. Checking it down over the middle is LA, gain of 5, brings up second down.
And just something as small as a 5-yard completion on first down is really inspiring the away team to new heights of confidence, because Sully Richardson slinging the rock makes your offense very dangerous in this kind of ice the game, work the clock down situation.
That clock is working. Niguez, who had the touchdown run at just a drive ago, gets maybe a couple on the play. Once again, the linebackers for Pittsburgh doing a great job in run support here tonight.
And I just saw, I think, did I just see a number 94 for LA on the offensive line there?
Anything is possible. As the handoff goes to Jalen Wells, who breaks it out to the near sideline for a first down. Good run there by Wells to extend the drive.
LA out here throwing everything and the kitchen sink. Let's line up a defensive end on the offensive line, why don't we? And this time we're going to have a power run that is just Jalen Wells finding his legs and finding seams in this second half. He was very frustrated with how much he was bottled up in the first, but this second half has been a transformation for him.
Keeping it on the ground, Iniguez churning his legs, getting first down yardage inside the 20 and keeping the clock moving.
And this is all of that running to the outside and passing into the flat that spreads a defense wide and makes them soft up the middle. So these kinds of moments where you can catch them completely wrong-footed and you just do a simple halfback dive to get a whole fresh set of downs.
Pittsburgh needs a stop here to keep themselves in the game, with clock becoming their enemy. Pitch play goes to Wells, trying to bounce it outside, then cuts back in. Good tackle there. Only a game of maybe a couple.
And this is, you're absolutely correct, a do-or-die moment for the home squad. They have to force a field goal. It'd be preferable if they could get a turnover by some miracle, but they cannot allow a touchdown.
Keep it on the ground, Iniguez. Good stop there by Vasquez coming up and making the tackle there short of the line to gain. 3rd and 2 as the clock continues to run.
And if Vasquez didn't time that when he did, Iniguez broke one tackle and might have had enough momentum to get enough of a forward push to grab that first down.
3rd and 2. Handoff goes to Wells, who gets stopped near the line to gain. With forward progress, they'll give him the first down. And we've seen a shady spot before. Might we see some more red laundry on the field, Alex?
It's definitely a possibility, and it may stand, but I think that that's a red hanky moment. Yep, there it is.
And let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. Again, looking at it in real time, it did not look like he got the line to gain. We'll take another look here.
And it's just an excellent effort to try and get all of that push that you can. I think this spot was put where it was because of forward progress and how tough it is to actually see the football on that left shoulder, but it doesn't look like he got it.
And the ruling is going to be overturned on the field. Pittsburgh wins their second challenge, still does not lose a timeout, and another first down overturned, made into 4th and inches for LA. Good job by Gina McFly and Dimitri Manzuma to get in there and make the stop and forcing the field goal. Fourth field goal for Smith here as he gets it down, and he does in fact get it through for his 4th field goal to make it an actually more conventional 21-10 score.
We did it, folks. We got to a real football score. It just took 4 field goals and a safety and a touchdown to manage. What?
That's about as mixed of a bag as you could possibly get in the sport of football.
It's the weirdest way to get to 3 touchdowns that I've ever seen in my life.
Return by Harrison along the far hashes, and he's going to get out to about the 30-yard line. Join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of SFL This Week at 7:15 p.m. Eastern before the Florida Storm and Minnesota Legend fight for a top 4 spot and playoff positioning on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew right here on SFL YouTube.
Okay. Michael Brown, do or die. This is it. You have to score a touchdown now. Fast.
Brown's going to throw to start things off. Throws it into traffic looking for Lloyd, and it falls incomplete.
And Devin Lloyd, despite the fact that he had the most electric play for Pittsburgh, offensively speaking, with his kick 6, he's 0 for 5 in the passing game. The times that he's been looked at is in double coverage with safety highs, and those safeties have been hitting him so hard. It's not the time to look to him.
4:36 to go. Both teams with all 3 timeouts, keeping it on the ground. And nothing doing there. Maybe a half a yard as Monty Wyatt comes in. He broke up the pass just a play before. Comes in and makes the stop there.
It feels like a mistake to be running the football on 2nd and 10. I understand you want to keep the defense off balance, but especially out of a split back, it's just not the time to be running that kind of run play.
Lloyd goes in motion, 3 towards the top of the formation now. 3rd and 9, throws, and it's incomplete. Looks like it ricocheted off the defender, Devontae Moore, who had an interception earlier in the game, and it brings up 4th down, and you got to go for it.
You absolutely do, but they might trust their defense here. I don't know. Not they will send him out there. Good choice, good choice. You have to be aggressive in these instances.
Football game here for the Riverhogs. Down 2 possessions, 4:04 on the clock, 4th and 9. Brown has plenty of time. He's going to throw another interception. Diving attempt by Ben Charbs to pick it up off the turf, and he'll bring it back to the Pittsburgh 33.
And that feels like it will most likely put this game on ice, barring some miracle for the Riverhogs that materializes here in these next couple of plays, because this was the one that you needed to convert. This was the play that you really needed to be getting the 1st down for, and now instead it's the other way on an arm punt.
To Ben Charbs, had a fumble recovery, now an interception. LA's defense playing extremely well. Pittsburgh's defense playing well also. Certainly hats off to them, but LA seems to be the better team, at least this evening on the football field, as we get a carry of 3 yards from Wells.
And it's something that started whenever they were able to build momentum by turning a horrible interception into points for their team by getting a safety. Since that momentum swing, the Lycans have seemed to just build confidence on incremental gains, getting multiple field goals until they finally got their entire offense clicking for that 5-play, 68-yard drive off that one big pass. All of this together has made them look like the more complete football team tonight.
Miguez with the carry, 3rd and 6 coming up here. And I would agree that if we were to borrow the Rick meter for our game tonight, I would say that it would be heavily in favor of the Lycans after that safety, after being heavily in favor for the Riverhogs after that inexplicable interception on the goal line. So hats off to the Lycans for turning that around and their defense stepping up and say, hey, we got you guys. Continuing to roll. LA doing a good job milking every bit of it as Wells gets another carry. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6, and we'll probably see one more field goal attempt here from John Smith.
Crucially, this will put them up by a full 14 points, meaning that it becomes 2 touchdowns to tie the game instead of take the lead. And they're going to be able to take it to the 2-minute warning if they so choose to get the free timeout, or to burn the free timeout, rather, so Pittsburgh doesn't have that opportunity.
For his third field goal of 40-plus yards, this one from 46. Snap gets down, and he bends it through the uprights to make it a 14-point advantage. What a night here for John Smith.
19 of 19 so far on the season, and he came in with only 14, but so far he's been proving himself on the road up to every single instance and where he's been asked to go get some points on the board for the Lycans. Just great stuff.
And with that, we hit the 2-minute warning here in Pittsburgh. 24-10 the score as the Lycans have a commanding lead here in Pittsburgh. Harrison from his own end zone. He's going to bring it out. Far hash, lowers his shoulder, stiff arms, and gets dragged down at the 29-yard line. 1:51 to go here. Eric Vincent alongside Alex West in the broadcast booth. Ron Haynes and Top Kiefer in the stats truck. And Commissioner, Executive Producer Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. And this one was a treat here tonight, partner.
It really has been, because at no point outside of the last few minutes has it felt like either team had a commanding or a complete control of the football game. We had a lot of a defensive struggle in the opening minutes of the first half, and it wasn't until those final minutes where the offense for LA finally got put together where, you know, it stopped being just a defensive slugfest and became a real contest rather than just a slobber knocker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. A fight to stay alive kind of deal was the story of the game early on, as Devin Lloyd took the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and then it was just field position pretty much through the entirety of the first half after that, until we hit a moment where there was the safety that you mentioned, and the game turned on its head from there.
Indeed. I think both teams have learned the importance of having a punter and a kicker from this game.
Pass complete to Weston. Pittsburgh going to call their first timeout. They're going to have 2 remaining.
So looking forward ahead to what's left of the season for both squads, Los Angeles has the 6-4 Albuquerque Atoms in a divisional matchup next week. And meanwhile, the Riverhogs have a matchup with the other team at the very bottom of the barrel, the 0-10 Queen City Corsairs, another divisional matchup.
And now actually 0-11 after getting beat 30-0 by the Canton Classics in the other game we have opposites of this one. So if you're Pittsburgh, you certainly don't want to give that dub to Queen City to round out the season.
Absolutely not. You don't want to have someone joining you at 1-11. You want to have a 1-11 or at least a 2-10 over the 0-12. You need to just for moral victory, if you will.
Good catch there by Lloyd. And
oh, no.
He is down on the turf and not moving. Medical staff is going to tend to him as he looks to be in some pain, but a good play there for him. And we certainly hope that he's all right.
Most definitely putting his body on the line for the team there, and he got absolutely lit up there. It was a brutal hit. 3rd and inches, they're not even crediting him with the first, which I think he might have gotten, but all the same, Pittsburgh having used 2 challenges, it's within 2 minutes, so it does not matter they have the bonus challenge.
Injury timeout, freezes the clock in 1:35. Brown to throw. Gonna throw it right into the hands of a defender. I don't know how that wasn't picked off, but it brings up 4th down.
Mike Scott, former All-Star, 8-season vet, having a rare moment where it just looks like he had a blue screen in his own eyes, where he just wasn't paying attention.
A little bit of brain buffering on that one. 4th and inches. Brown in trouble. He's going to go down. And that'll pretty much do it. Turnover on downs. And Nick Brummer able to get his 2nd sack of the evening.
It really will do almost all of it because LA does have Pittsburgh only has 2 timeouts remaining. So for Brummer to win the one-on-one matchup with the guard with a really beautiful swim move there from going on the outside shoulder to have a straightaway path to seal this one up, that's just an incredible play.
LA taking over from the Pittsburgh 45. Wells with the pitch play. He's going to get 4 yards. Pittsburgh will call their second timeout, 1 remaining. And a good job by LA to make sure that they weathered the storm and score on 6 straight drives after having a very tough first half of play.
They have shown the capability to put things together, but this is, I think, overall their most impressive performance on the season. Even if they don't put up another point, any more points tonight, this is their biggest score in a winning effort so far this season, and the team as a whole has been great on both sides of the ball.
Great job by Jalen Wells to keep it in bounds, forcing Pittsburgh to burn their final timeout. So now it is victory formation, the best one in football if you're winning.
So now we have a few kneel downs. I personally am very satisfied with this game overall. I think there's some takeaways from LA that are very positive here, obviously. Pittsburgh, you have some hard lessons you learn. Ownership really thought that they had a game plan together. Gino was also really confident that as a head coach that he had a good game plan. But you just have to wonder what went wrong from the offensive side of the football, and I think it's that you just got a little too predictable. It became very easy to guess when you were going to be running as opposed to when they were going to be throwing, and that takes away half the battle whenever you take away that uncertainty.
Yeah, and you have to keep the defense on their toes, and I think you hit the nail on the head there with putting so much emphasis on the run game early on. It made it a lot easier for LA to kind of stack the box and really turn the tide on the Riverhogs, even though they had gotten off to that hot start with the kickoff return for the touchdown. But that's not to say that the Riverhogs defense didn't play well. They played absolutely lights out and really had LA on their heels for a whole half of play, but that's why you play 2 halves and 4 quarters. So that'll bring it to a close, 24-10. LA takes the victory, 4-7 on the season, and Pittsburgh falling to 1-10. Any final thoughts here, partner, before we let the people go?
Well, Lycans finding themselves that elusive road win. This was their last opportunity to get one, and they did deliver. Sully Richardson did impress as soon as he found his footing, and overall, this team's resiliency being the key word of the day, coming back from what was a disaster on special teams, and making I don't know, what do you want to say? Making bread pudding out of moldy bread. They did a great job with such a horrible start.
Player of the game for you?
I think it's got to be Sully Richardson for how he came back to actually lead his team. Yes, he did not throw an actual touchdown, but he converted on clutch thirds.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation of the Simulation Football League. We will see you tomorrow for the Monday Night Spectacular.